Hello and welcome to Jada Toy Street Fighter review. Today we're going to take a look at Ken and Bison, or Figure if you're in Japan, as well as Dhalsim, and I'm going to be comparing them with the SH Figuarts that I had previously. And just for the sake of time, I've already unpacked two of these figures. So we have Ken there, very clear, you see all of his accessories, got secondary head, extra hands, fireball there, great stuff. The box is shaped like an arcade cabinet, and you got quite a lot of art on the sides, and on the back there's a picture of the figure. I think it's a render, and as well as all the other characters from Street Fighter 2. Now the boxes are cute and all in the arcade shape, but for people who put boxes on the shelves, how are you going to do it? There's going to be a gap there, so what do I flip the next box upside down, put it next to it? And for people who don't keep the boxes like me, recycle is a pain. I'm going to take, there's so much, there's tape here, there's tape here, there's tape here, there's tape, there's so much tape and extra plastic, it's a pain. So yeah, I like square boxes. Inside the boxes you get the backing cards with a printout of part of the stage. So this is Ken, I got Dalsim here, and we got Bison or Figure's stage. Similar to the SH Figuarts, the SH Figuarts also come with backing cards, but in this case they put it in two pieces instead of having a fold in the middle. So yeah, that's kind of annoying. They've got these little fold edges to help them stand up, but these things barely fit back in the box, and which is why they're a bit bent. He's came with his default sort of happy face. He does come with a secondary head, a more angry face, and as well as two sort of palm fighting hands. He also comes with this detachable stand for a fireball in the end. If we compare that to the SH Figuarts, the SH Figuart also has a fireball and a stand for it. And you can see both of these are painted in dual colors, or in this case, this one's molded in dual colors. They even molded like two hands inside, which I think it's a bit unnecessary, I guess, because it's not like I can take this apart and put this onto the figure. So there's a lot of glue lines around. So I would have preferred if there was no hand inside, because that kind of looks a bit weird. Because think about it, you got the hands outside the fireball, and you got hands inside the fireball. Whereas obviously with the SH Figuarts, you're not going to see glue lines and stuff. In terms of faces, we got the calm face on regular Ryu, and we also have an angry face. So we get one extra face with it, but we also have the same sort of open palm hands for his Hadouken. So very similar to the SH Figuarts. And if we bring them both in, you can see that they're the same scale, roughly. I think Ken's just a slightly taller, also a bit wider too, it's a bit more bulky, but they can just count that to like Street Fighter 2 versus Street Fighter 5 maybe. But so if you do have some of the previous SH Figuarts and you want to complete the characters as it were, Jada Toys are a great fit, at least in terms of scale and stuff. Because this Figuarts is for Street Fighter 5, there's a little bit more details printing on this little belt tie there. There's some printing on the gloves, and of course there's some texture and spray painting going on with the pants and the rest of the suit, whereas this one's a bit more flat. Articulation, head is a double joint, up, down, sideways. It looks a bit like He-Man actually. Butterfly joint for the shoulders. Let's see how far it goes. Quite far back, quite far forward. Rotation here, up here. Double elbow joint. Pegless, by the way, peg. And a single swivel there, so not quite as robust as the next Figuarts, but okay, that's fine. Torso goes quite far back, quite far forward, and you see his jacket is very loose, and you can actually take the whole thing off. Now you can do that with Figuarts as well, but it's a little bit harder because it wasn't designed to do that, and some of the joints look a little bit gappy, because if you look at the SH Figuart, you can see that the joint handle thing as part of the gi or clothes that he's wearing, so that happens. And up, back, sideways, cut rotation joint there, whereas the Figuarts there's no visible cut there. Clicky knee joint, not a fan of that. Foot forward, backwards, and rotation up and swivel there. Peg holes at the bottom of the feet as well as copyright stuff. No toe articulation. Next up we have Bison or Figure. He has a little instruction manual to swap out his shoulder pad thingies, because he's got alternative ones without the cape. He's got a fireball that you can just stick the fist in, much better than molding the extra fist in there. He's got his special move palm hands, as well as a secondary face where he's like, but wow, a wired cape on such a cheap figure, that's great. But before we go on to that, let's just quickly compare that to the Street Fighter 5 Storm Collectibles, which I'm definitely just selling off now. So Storm Collectibles, he's got a folded up arm, he's got 3 energy or power beam things to attach to his hands, and he's got as well as a happy and a arrow face and a lot of hands. He also comes with a stand and a little arm to hold the figure, as well as an extra more spray open sort of jacket cloth thing. Backing card on the Storm box is also a part of the stage. It's like they're all Street Fighter figures have this backing card. But the problem with Storm Collectible is it's a nice figure. It's a larger scale, I think close to something like McFarlane figures are. It's really good, and when they first came out, Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter and stuff, they were good for the price, but now Storm Collectible stuff are way too expensive. I just can't do that. And since most of my Street Fighter characters are in Figuarts scale, I actually had a Storm Collectible Ryu that I sold off because I kept the XH Figuarts one. I kept this M Bison, this Storm one, because in the games he tends to be quite big. He can be like oversized and stuff. But now I have this Jada one for relatively cheap. He's got a wide cape. He looks right. Face is pretty good. If I was to nitpick something, I would just repaint the black around the belt and the gold and stuff, and maybe add a little bit of a wash on the face if I was to nitpick. But otherwise, oh, and well, I guess I'll paint that like metallic black as well. But otherwise, he's enough. For most people, this is enough for most of their Street Fighter figures. And I really hope if Jada Toy can get the Mortal Kombat license off McFarlane, or they get a Mortal Kombat license specifically for, I don't know, MK1, 2, or 3, like the old ones, like they've done here with the old Super Nintendo era stuff, that would be so cool. I wish they can get some license for that. So Storm Collectibles, nice figure, but way too expensive for me, and the scale is not quite right for me. And the SS Figuarts were nice. The line ended for a reason. They were okay, but they were also way too expensive for what they were. I got Ryu for original price, but I got Chun-Li for like half price, and I got a Sakura for about $15 US because the line ended and everyone's just getting rid of the stock. I hope Jada Toys after Street Fighter 2 can get some other characters. I really want Poison for a transgender reason, but she's also really cool. Yeah, so anyway, M Bison here. This wide cape is wide all the way around the bottom as well. This is so cool. Because of this wide cape, he can do some really epic poses. Look, I'm not even trying right now, and he looks badass. And look at that butterfly joint. That's so much movement. Now he can't quite do the fold hand thingy, and Storm Collectibles gave you specific extra arms for that, but you give him some open palm hands, he can sort of get it done, and that's really great for such a bulky character at this scale. So yeah, his articulation is great. Look how far he moves back. Look at his head. Oh, oops. How far his head goes back and goes forward. Leg goes far up. This cloth is very soft, doesn't get in the way. Full rotation here, and it's actually for the most part gets covered up by this fabric piece, so that's great. Double knee joint. Okay, that's a little bit ugly. Needs a little bit of silver. Maybe put some silver paint there too. Maybe it'll scratch off. Not sure yet. And yeah, no toe joint, but he moves very well. There's only a few joints that have a little bit of clicky bits in it. I'm not a fan of clicky joints, but there you go. This is really cool. Finally, we have Dalsim. He also comes with a fire breathing head, and he's got this little stand here for when he does his stretchy stuff. He's also got two palm hands, so no flame effect for him, but he does come with these really long hands, and I suppose also fists, and he's also got these really long hands which are pretty cool. They are bendable. There's metal inside. This ring piece is loose on the arm. How do you, wow, bendable knee. Dear McFarlane, your plastic man better be bendable, otherwise that's an epic fail for you. But yes, there he is. Very good printed face. Figuarts did him way more expensive. Not gonna do that. These are not the main characters. I'm happy with the Figuarts, Chun-Li and Ryu, but I do want extra Street Fighter characters, but I'm not gonna pay premium for them. I didn't pay premium for Fei Long or something. So I'm looking forward to getting Cammy, Guile, maybe Figher, or whatever his name is in the Japanese version, Mass Clawman. I do want a Blanca, but I'm not paying Figuarts prices for those. These are a good place. So if I nitpick a little bit, I'll put a little bit of wash on this, a little bit more wash, because there's actually a bit of paint on these skull heads on him. But otherwise, he's got these little metal rings on his ear. They're actually metal, of course, because they're gonna break if they're plastic. But look at these joints. Okay, he's a little bit tight, but look at that. it works. Oh, this one's loosened up. Will this one loosen up too? Yep. Back. Knee joint. And his joint here is actually hidden by the pants, and also that's where you swap out the extended legs and stuff. These are really, really cool. Here we are. As you can see, the Jada toys stand next to the SH Figuarts look perfectly fine, and they match together. The Jada toys might be a slightly tad bigger, but depending on how you pose the figures and where they're standing, they should look absolutely fine. This is great. These look great, and I look forward to completing the Street Fighter 2 line with a lot more of these characters at a much cheaper price and a very decent quality. Yes, the SH Figuart has a little bit more articulation, a little bit more accessories, but they're out of print now, and when they were originally released, they were, I want to say, double the price as the Jada stuff. So if you do want to improve the Jada stuff, you can definitely add a little bit of your own paint detailing to some of the bits and stuff, but honestly, they don't really need that much because, I mean, they were designed from time where the suits and costumes were way simpler, so they look great. So really happy with Jada toys and their action figures. I'm glad that they relatively match the scale of Figuarts and many other toys in this scale, so that's great. So I was just going below, take care, have a nice day, see you guys soon, bye bye now.